If a list of unusual and bizarre items of trade is compiled, export of human hair would definitely find a place in it. Very few within India know that the country is a major exporter of human hair and, along with Brazil, account for a huge share of the global market. From the haircut you had at the salon near you to the tonsured hair at temples, the human hair business is flourishing. In Tirupati temple alone, it is estimated that over 15,000 heads, including those of at least 5,000 women, are shaved daily. The temple had earned almost rupees 126 crore last year from e-auction of the hair. The hair export industry in India, supplying to buyers from China, USA, Brazil, and Africa, is well known the world over for its lustrous and rich texture. With exports touching nearly $750 million in the previous fiscal, this market has the potential to grow further by leaps and bounds. There are two main categories for human hair export: Remy and non Remy hair, and different sourcing channels for them. However, COVID created a challenge on such sourcing techniques due to the restriction on movement.
In the Indian ham market, there are two sources, predominant sources, which you say. One is from the offering what devotees give in the temples, and that hair is auctioned in the larger temple and the medium size and the smaller temples. Now, all of these temples have a yearly auction. With this lockdown, there was a serious challenge for even the exporters and buyers who had envisaged a good year of collection, didn't receive probably 1 kilo of hair in some of these small temples. And that was a disaster with regards to the investments they have made. So there was a terrible loss on this side too, with regards to the materials being not available for auction. So indirectly, what happened when sporadic in between lockdowns were eased in the Europe and America, purchases started rolling again. So with the scarcity of material, the prices went up.
The situation was no better for hair that was collected from villages in different areas of the country.
The other part is the hair which is collected from people's homes. I'll rather say it is the hair which you comb or the women comb, and the hair collected as piece is called the other source of non-Remy hair, which is collected all across India. And that is nearly 70% of the hair trade. This whole non-Remy market was also affected by the lockdowns because people were not allowed to move. So the hair is collected in every state and goes to the dry regions, which is in Calcutta, Delhi, Karnataka, Andhra, and Tamil Nadu. So to untwine the hair and then process it. So this whole lockdown system did affect the supply. And again, resultant with the Remy hair price going up, this also had a related price going up in the market.
But there have been silver linings too. People from China stopped coming to India during the pandemic, and this prevented them from sourcing the material.
The Chinese people were not getting the visa to enter into the country because of the pandemic and epidemic situation. So all the Chinese stopped coming to India. They were coming directly to our local suppliers and to collect the raw hair directly rather than buying from us.
Solanki explains why the smuggling practices in human hair were creating so many issues for them.
Chinese government imposed high taxes and duties on human hair. So to save the duties and taxes in China, the Chinese people started coming here and they started collecting the raw hair directly from the petty hawkers and from the small scale suppliers, which they were taking to Myanmar, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal through illegal channels and through smuggling and through under invoicing. And they were opening the raw hair, they were processing the raw hair in those countries, due to which the employment got, this industry got affected very much in the employment sector, in the employment as well. And all value added was going to these countries, and the foreign exchange margin decreased as compared to the previous years. Under-invoicing was there. For example, the raw hair price is between 3,500 rupees kg to 5,800 rupees per kilogram. But the invoice what they were making was 80 rupees per kilo, 100 rupees per kilo, and the all other money was coming and going through hawala. So this affected our business very much, due to which prices got very high in the Indian market.
Now, with the government imposing curbs on the export of human hair, exporters are relieved that this will keep the practice of illegal hair trade in check. They do, however, hope that there would be a complete restriction on supply of raw hair from the source.
We are very thankful that the government has taken a step forward in this. But we hope to have a complete restriction in total supply of very raw hair, because raw hair is supplied in various stages. Raw hair as it is, which process, untwined and straightened out. Second, it's washed and cleaned and done. What we're saying is the raw hair as it is from the source, which is straight from the vendors, should not be even considered for exports. If government brings a ban or restriction, then foreign companies will set up and collaborate and operate manufacturing plants from India. From the employment perspective, from the foreign exchange perspective and value addition perspective.
Trade has picked up after such curbs came in and lockdowns eased all across the globe. India's exports moved up from $250 million to $300 million in previous years to almost $750 million in FY22. Industry experts say that such numbers can further scale up.
As per our information, around 20,000 tons of raw hair is collected every year. But this could go up to 50-60,000 tons of raw hair if the collection is done properly. And for that, we will have to involve the village head, the village panchayats and the village head to inform to the people that when they comb their hair, they should collect it in a plastic bag and they should, keep it with them. And somebody would come to their houses to collect the hair and, then it could be sold to these factories. So right now the hair is just thrown in the garbage and it creates pollution issues. So if the hair is collected by the women when they are combing hair, if it is collected at home and it is collected by some collection agency in the villages, that can greatly increase the quantity of raw hair. This industry has a potential to go up to $2 billion from India. Right now, it's around 750 million, but we can go up to $2 billion. But to go up to that stage, we will also need to have the skill set in the people to make the wigs. So again, their Flex Council role would come in that under the government's MAI scheme, we could set up skilling centers where people are given training how to convert the hair into wigs, and that could increase the value added exports apart from employment generation also.
India needs to develop the adequate skill sets, training centers and expertise to make better quality wigs and hairpieces for the international market. The country must aim to gather a larger chunk of the $5 billion world market pie by tapping buyers in varied markets and with specific requirements. This will help India to position itself as a top-notch human hair supplier hub.